So me and Ritik were at the Bangalore airport late evening, and Vishnu was on the call with Ritik. We were sitting on the lounge, and he was talking about Vishnu, and then then me and Ritik, started talking about it. And I reached late night to my house. I have a daughter and a son. She's 4.5, going to be 5. So I managed to pick her up as I entered. And since I was reading about Vishnu and his work, I opened Academy of Gods. So many of you must have got a pamphlet there. So she saw that, and she was half asleep. And then she asked me what it is. She started pointing out the characters. I had very little idea. Because of that, I had to read more on that. So here's a man who ensured to keep a father awake the whole night. Right? Welcome, Mr. Vishnu.
That's exactly what we are planning for. Because this is animation. So everyone loves animation, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's give it a little bit not formal, but informal. So, anyways, thank you all for the opportunity. Sia, thanks a lot for giving the time and the beautiful story. Always love to hear all those things. Because many parents did ask about certain things, how they should be, and we planned out certain things. I'll introduce ourselves first. And those are kind words. I was already on the top line. I should have had my first. So yeah. So let's get on to it. So Studio Jatayu. So these are the beautiful characters, beautiful IPs. Only a few of them to start with. That's like I'll get on to them. Like I won't get into details on this stuff I said for all the details. You'll really enjoy it. Studio Jatayu. So myself is Vishnu. I'm the director, co-founder of Studio Jatayu. Photos. So yeah, that's me, and that is Devina Dasgupta. She's the co-founder, female entrepreneur. As Deepa ma'am was giving a beautiful thing. It's a great speech, and it's very inspiring to knowing a lot about our thing, the Indians, how they do it and all. So this is exactly also the parents, but more of like a fun and entertainment side. So how we're going to take it in that direction. So that's I'll introduce myself first as I'm here. So I'm Vishnu. So I'm a BCom graduate to start with, BCom honors, but that didn't go well. So all this I wanted to do animation. So I did ask my dad, I wanted to do animation. Dad was like, you see your MBA, and like I couldn't. So and then I learned animation. I did my 3D animation, visual effects course, and it's a diploma in Hyderabad. Then I went to Vancouver School, Canada. I was lucky to get a season there. So I did my 3D animation graphics, especially in 3D animation. I worked for a few companies here and there. I don't want to get into details, it's a long. So I worked for companies like Remote Animation, Technicolor, Rockstar Games, and DQ Animation, and to name a few. And all the companies would be basically working for the channels mostly, like photo content work, as you just mentioned. So all those Netflix also. So I was part of Netflix thing called Michael Lee, just a creative part, not like a major part. So that is me, and I worked as a creative supervisor. I started as a creative supervisor, and director. So then when it comes to Devlina, she's been in the industry for very long. Both were. We don't look like much, but we do. We did. So she started in 2005. So she started career from focus CTV, motion pictures, and good animation. Many beautiful stuff you have seen. The visuals out there, she is actually responsible for. All the pictures you saw in the initial slide, she is actually the one who rendered everything. There's one more artist, and use him also. So then we also have like 2005 to all 20,000 working in the industry. And so this is a roadmap. So this is what we started, and I'll just run a quick one. I already did. So she is a graduate from Government of College, Kolkata, and she's a classic artist. I'm an animator. Animator is more of a technical factory. It's like 2022 we started Studio Jatayu. Studio Jatayu, I get the name also. So we've been having that idea ever since we got together. We wanted, like most of the artists, wanted to do our own stuff. Make our own stuff. That's what it is. And finally, Studio Jatayu. Why Jatayu? I get that too. So this is our team. All the artwork is done by Reddy. He's an amazing artist. And the lettering is done by Lina. And the audio is going to wrote the stories, the beautiful stories you're gonna witness and read as well. And this is our technical team, Srinivas and Ajay, Krishna, and Shravan. So you can read about them in the website. It won't take much time for us. Mr. Srinivas and Ajay Krishna has been very active team members. It's been going great. And Shravan is a technical guy. He's the one who just holds my ear and says, like, you have to spend your money right. He's my long time friend from my graduation. He's my sister. So I'll get to the core problems also later. So why Studio Jatayu? So because whenever we attend the events and all that stuff out there, outside India, a lot of companies you see is like very technical. Like they sound very technically into animation. Like say keyboard animation studio. So whatever. So it's something very technical, but we wanted to sound Indian. And I always love audience. Jatayu is my favorite. Garuda is also there, but Jatayu is my favorite because why Jatayu is out of all odds, out of all the difficulties, he knows he's going to face one of the most formidable foe, and he fought valiantly and he died, but his name never did. So that's why Jatayu stays with you for long. And Jatayu means Ramayana. So, yes, we wanted to put our stories also into the Indian tradition as well as these posters that make that one as well. So that is Balakanda, this is the monster, this is Academy of Birds. Academy of Birds is the one which you see every day. So it's from a book which is not really easy soon, I'll get it. So let's get to the point. Those are the introductions. So building the next Disney from India. So Disney is a very famous name. So what do you remember when you say Disney? This is the guy, right? India, one of the famous characters we know, Hanuman, right? Many characters, but Hanuman is one of the commercially hit characters in cinema language, if you want to say. Hanuman, Krishna, Ram, but Hanuman is more of a non-controversial word. Right? So that's making Indian stuff like Disney level. In fact, Disney came first in all these, let's say 1930s and stuff. But we've been telling stories for thousands of years, right? It's always there on temples, everything rooted everywhere. So all stories, it's actually sequential animation. Like there is this scene recently, someone sculpted the whole thing on the wall, and the elephant is looking back. That's sequential animation for gods. It's been done thousands of years ago. So we've been there, but we never registered our patents or IPs, right? So that's why it's all like open source. So we are free. We don't mind also. We share. So the land of stories. Yes, India is the land of stories. There are many stories. One of the first ones we remember is, as you see, Ramayana and Mahabharata. One of the epics we always, heard about them, saw them, read them, everything. Right? We just like those are very, very much imbibed into our DNA. Right? The stories and everything. Every age you read it, it will be understood differently. Ramayana, you read it as a kid, you will see the fight sequences, the fun Hanuman happening in front of Lanka and everything else. When you grow up, you see the philosophy behind it, how it's influencing anyone. Administration, that's the first story which talks about administration, how it's set, economy and everything, values and all. So that's Ramayana. Mahabharata, that's a whole big story. The author thought, okay, Ramayana is pretty cool. It's between one single character doing his mission, getting the job done properly, and with all, yes, there are some setbacks, yes, but it's done. But what about, let's just say, give 10 main characters and tell them the story of it. Right? Where would Game of Thrones go? But still, it's a great story. Game of Thrones is amazing too. But Mahabharata is like the first one which did talk about multiple perspectives. You can pick your heroes, you can pick your favorites anywhere. And Panchatantra, Jataka Dance in Panchatantra is more of a game for younger demographic, right? So that kids would love to learn more simpler. animals, we see Pokemon, right? We see everything else which is done there, Netflix and all. So that's there, it's there already, right? So Japan, so all these are about like our culture. It's not religious. It's not religious at all. So it's just like whichever stories originates from this land, it's a story for everyone. And then nonetheless, where their friendships, what their culture and all, everyone likes it. There's multiple variations of the same story done by different people from different regions also. I've heard recently someone did a Ramayana from Eastern background. They said in their Ram thing, and that's a beautiful story too. It's just a narrative. They love the values so much. There's just narrative in that. And we have other heroes also. If you step back a little bit into the past of 100 years, 200 years, there are other warriors who protected the country, fought for the country, died for the country, and still now they're making movies out of it. Because yes, now we're digging deep. The Gen Z wants more, not just Ramayana and Mahabharata. They wanted more. They wanted to know the real heroes who actually fought for the country. Those would be the timeless heroes, right? And you can name anyone. There are like hundreds of them. It's not just like one group. There are hundreds of them. And so that's where the stories of all are coming. And we have like what? When I was small, I told you 26 days, right? 20 now, 29, yes, but it was like 24, 26. So then it's like that. Every state has got its own cultural thing to say. Every state has got a folklore, right? Every village you go, there is some story which is like very much to that native thing, right? That is also a story. Just think your permanent combinations of that. How many stories you get? You don't need to search for anything new. You need to just look into what you have. Right? Doesn't it mean a different way to the younger people? You will definitely have to absolutely because the stories are good. You just change the characters, make it still different. It will definitely work, right? So, but why would everyone know Disney, Pixar, anime, actually studios, or anything? Why? Because it's done in the modern times. Like everyone did that, right? So, and everyone loved that. And somewhere or other, you see the people who actually built these companies also very much in research of some old texts around the world. I'm not just saying like you don't want to do it. No, it's very selfish of me to say that, and that's not worth it. So everyone dug deep into something. Pixar stories are all about emotional value of toys, emotions, bugs, and cards, anything like monsters or monsters would feel when they take a little kid that. And Ghibli is whole new story. It's like a slice of life story into a biggest fantastical elements like you just love it. I love the way he just wraps it up in a very simple manner. You would expect something to happen, but it's not so simple. That's what it is an anime. Now everyone loves anime. I just went to the Comic Con or Anime Fest. Kids just go crazy, putting all kinds of cosplays and everything. Why do they like it? They all like the stories, not just the fancy part of it. They keep the stories. They are very relevant. They wanted to know more. They wanted to find their own self into one character, and they wanted to get attached to it. And they wanted to, they become fans, and they tend to propagate that, and they impress their friends towards that. So that's why these are very famous. That's exactly what our stories also do, right? There's nothing more different, but that's where the origin is from, and one of the origins is from, and this is where it is right now. So we can definitely look into something in that direction. Why not India? Yes, we've been beaten up for a while, and we really beaten up for a while. So we lost our will, but now we are coming back. People have said beautiful stuff about our country, how we kids everywhere, and the big man, we also gave a beautiful example like why, how, because we are so many, like so many ideas everywhere. Someone says like we are the country where the chaos is ordered. We understand that. So right, but whenever there is a traffic, whatever it is, we drive through. Like we don't mind. We just yell at each other, but see we on our way. Whenever a car person tries to segregate that, that's when the traffic becomes bigger. Right? That's what. I always yell at the cars, why are you doing your job in the first place? But still, right? So that's why you just have to see that stories. The why everything. You just have to have a lot. There's so much stuff on there, but yes, it's not still time, but still a lot is available as well. Right? So when we talk about untapped potential, That's what I'm talking about. It's like, people are not seeing this stuff more. People are only seeing the outer layer. We have like 200 varieties of Ramayana, 200 varieties of Mahabharata. But it says stories again and again and again. But still we still watch. Because why I like the story? There's so much other stuff which we can look into. One of the mediums, why I'm going into that more and more is one of the mediums which you can show is animation. I still remember that show, actually, the movie Ram, Legend of Prince Ram, made by Japanese guy, he's awesome. And he just got impressed with the whole documentary of Ramayana. He made an animated video. He made it for 7 years and it's beautiful. Unfortunately, our guys didn't take it because they didn't want a Japanese guy to tell the story. They felt like we are the ones who should tell or whatsoever. And the movie unfortunately got banned for 30 years. Recently it got released. My 5.5-year-old, the second one, she loves it. She puts the song every time on YouTube. She watches it. Why is that? It's nothing religious. The little one doesn't know anything about religion or culture or anything. It's a beautiful story. He was selling, exploring, finding some friends, and just very well with the bad guy. Right? That's as simple as it is. So that's a lot of potential out there. But unfortunately, what happened was so many movies, but very less animation. So many movies I just saw I was just looking for stats. There are almost like every year, like almost 300 movies are released in India in all the languages, 20 different languages, 3,000 films. 2,000, 3,000 films released in India, 3,000. You can't even see that. Every day you watch a movie, you still have to go a lot, right? Actually, how much? But since 1950s, there was only 130 animation movies made in India. Isn't that something like a little depressing and sad? Should be more. We can tell stories. And trust me, art first impresses. You might have highlights here. This person I like, he's very tall and he's awesome.